When you're having a sudden and intense feeling of anxiety, or all of a sudden you start shaking, feeling disoriented, nausea, rapid irregular heartbeat, or fear, or even you start having breathlessness, all not because of an illness, a previous or present illness, then you know that you're having what is called a panic attack. And that is what we shall be talking about today. Hello everyone, welcome to True Mother's Tears. My name is Zaina Mahmoud. I'm a grief loss and a parenting coach. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell and notification to be notified whenever there is a new video from us. And if you've been with us from the onset, I say a very big thank you. I can never get tired of saying this. Like I always say, I pray that I'll be a big blessing to you, same way you have been a blessing to me. Thank you so very much. Today we'll be talking about panic attack. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I suffered one, and I felt like sometimes I didn't know what was going on with me, and I felt like, okay, if I could go through this, I didn't know what was going on and I didn't even know how to handle it. It means so many people could go through a panic attack and they wouldn't know what is going on or how to handle it. It happened that I was coming home from a place I had gone to, and then there was an accident on the road. I didn't know about this, but I just noticed that there was traffic. The traffic was very heavy. I was wondering what was bringing about that heavy traffic, and all of a sudden I saw someone on the road, on the middle of the road, lying down, motionless. I didn't know if the person was alive. I didn't know what was happening, and all of a sudden my breath went up. I started shaking, I started screaming, and everybody was wondering what was wrong with me. I was screaming. When I got down from the vehicle, I couldn't move. I was in one position. I was shaking heavily. And then all I wanted at that moment, or all I felt I needed at that moment, was someone to hug me, because I was intensely shaking that I felt the only way that I could be calmed was somebody to hug me. First, I was wondering why I was reacting that way, because that was not the first time I would be in such a scene. But why was I reacting that way? And why was I not able to control my emotions? Why was I not able to calm myself down? So I didn't know what it was. But at the back of my mind, I felt, okay, the reason why you're reacting like this was because you're just going through your bereavement. It was very close to when I lost my son. So I felt, okay, I didn't have enough emotional strength to carry what I had just seen. And one of the ways I was reacting to what I had just seen was what I was seeing now. And it was so intense that I was totally out of control of my body. I was responding to it physically. I was at the same time responding to what I had seen emotionally. So that brought about the panic attack. And the first thing I noticed was my breath. I started having rapid irregular breathing. So I was trying to control that. And then I told myself, calm down, breathe in, take a deep breath. I started breathing in and trying to breathe out at the same time. Breathing in and trying to breathe out at the same time, and I noticed I was able to, it was calming me down. But I was still on the spot. I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just looking and feeling or expecting someone to notice that I was going through a lot and just maybe possibly hug me. Imagine you expecting a random person to just hug you and without even knowing what you're going through. But that was what I felt could calm me down at that moment. When I felt like it wasn't still bringing me back, I started praying. I started reciting different prayers that I could remember, but I was still standing on the spot that I was. I couldn't move. I was like, okay, start praying. Maybe this will bring you back to your senses, and then you'll be able to continue. So I started praying, and at the same time, I was taking deep breath. And breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and at the same time praying. And then it started relaxing me to the point that I felt now I was in control of my emotions. I could control my body. So then on, I had to tell myself what just happened. What just happened, and can I move now? I tried to take a step and discovered I could move. The symptoms I was having were frightening. They were quite frightening. And because my heart was beating very fast, I felt like I was going to die. I didn't know what was going on. So today I know that when you're having a panic attack, the first thing you need to do is to breathe in slowly, gently, and deeply, and then breathe out through your nose, and then breathe out through your mouth slowly, deeply, and gently. That's the first thing that will calm your nerves. It has a way of bringing in oxygen into your body, which at the same time will calm your body down. That's the first thing you should do when you discover that you're having a panic attack. The next one again is for you to confront your fears, because what usually brings about panic attack is when you are faced with something you have maybe previously feared, or something that is now a source of fear for you. So face your fears. And most usually, the fear that brought about that attack is not something that can kill you, but because you magnify that fear, it brings about that attack. So face it. It is something that is not going to harm you. It's not going to hurt you. In my situation, what brought about the attack was because I saw an emotionless person that I assumed was dead. Does it mean anytime I find myself in an accident scene, I'm going to behave like that? Does it mean when somebody dies, I'm going to be in that state? No. It means I have to work on myself to be able to control my emotions when I'm faced with that kind of scenario. So you have to work on you have to face your fears. This is something that can happen. This is something that I can see, I can experience, and should still be able to be myself. So I had to tell myself, what I even did was to tell myself that man was just lying on the floor. Possibly he was helpless, but he wasn't dead. He's not dead. So you didn't just see a dead person. You just saw someone that was helpless. So I kept telling myself, he was helpless, he's not dead. He was helpless, he's not dead. So you have to face yourself. In that way, you can be able to work on what is going on within you. You're able to control your mind to face what is controlling you at that moment. Then the next one is when you notice the anxiety subsiding, just try to continue doing what you were doing before. In my scenario that I was walking home, what I should have done, or what I eventually did, was to continue walking home. Was to continue walking home, even though I didn't know that was one of the ways of controlling what I was going through. Now I know better. So when you take all this breathing in and breathing out and try to face your fears and close your eyes, it will reduce the panic. It will reduce it drastically. And then when you feel it reducing, just continue what you were doing before the attack. Then again, if you're someone that regularly has this kind of episode, try to always have someone with you, or try to be in the company of people that will give you the reassurance that it's just a phase, it's just something, it's not real, and then you come out of it. Just try to have someone that will calm you down, since you know that you are prone to having this kind of attack. It was like I went to do a Herculean task that made me to be so tired, so I had to take a rest. Because you made your heart to all of a sudden go through an intense breathing process. So it's going to make you tired, so you need to find a way to rest after the attack. So next, we'll talk about how to prevent a panic attack. Try to always, when you're going through stress, when you know that you're not in the right frame of mind, always try to do the breathing exercise. Take a deep breath gently through your nose, and then breathe out the same process through your mouth. Just keep trying the breathing exercise regularly. It will help you a lot. And then physical exercise, that one helps to relieve you of whatever stress you're going through. Physical exercise, don't joke with it. It helps a great deal in preventing a panic attack. And then eat well. Once you are eating well, you eat your fruit, you eat your balanced diet, you do a lot in getting yourself, to eat well, you'll not easily be prone to a panic attack. And then at the same time, avoid caffeine. when you know that you are easily prone to a panic attack, try to avoid anything caffeine, coffee, tobacco, smoking, just things that you know can easily ignite those attacks. Avoid it. I think mine came as a result, like I said earlier, mine came as a result of what I was presently experiencing. That's what brought about that. And even though I try to avoid those kind of sins, because afterwards I've seen something similar and I didn't have such attack. But I also knew that I also know that one of the ways of controlling myself is that breathing. It worked for me, because I was taking deep breath in and I was breathing out. I noticed that worked a great deal in calming me down. So once I see those kind of I find myself in those kind of scenario, I try not to look and start taking deep breath. Instead of breathing heavily, I start taking deep breath in gently, and at the same time I breathe out. So if you know someone that had a panic attack, or you see someone having a panic attack, at least you know how to advise the person or help the person through it, so that the person will come out of it soon enough. I hope this will help people out there, anybody going through a panic attack, to know that it's just a phase. It's something that you easily pass through. It's not an illness. It's not something that can kill. It's just a phase that you easily pass through, and then you'll be back to your usual self. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. And if you've been regular with me, thank you so very much for hanging in there. You've been my support through this. Thank you so very much. So till we meet in our next video, do have a lovely weekend. Thank you, and take care of yourself. Bye.